back. This is part 7 of our German Panzer tank build, North Africa version. And in the last episode, I got some painting done, which is fantastic because the weather is really nice this weekend and it's nice to get a nice sunny day and the paint's going to dry beautifully, and it went on really nice. Okay, I'll put a few photos up in the corner up here and here. You can see them there drying. That's the dark grey coat, which I actually added a little bit more black to. I didn't think it was quite grey enough, so I made it just a little bit darker, and it's gone on beautifully. And they're going to sit there and dry for half the day, because the next step is putting on the Worn Effects acrylic chipping fluid. So my phone just went. That'll be Hibbo probably stirring me up about my latest video that just went out. Let me just go check that. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. Yes, that was Simon Hibbo. He's contemplating starting his Arizona build. I said go for it. All right. So while all that's drying, and you can see those nice pictures there, I'm going to move on to the next step, the jerry cans. So we've got 4 of these to make that go on the side of the upper hull of the tank. And they are just, I'm just checking what color they say they are, which is XF63. 63 is, okay, this is the one I saw at, I looked at this earlier. So there is actually no XF63 in the instructions. They don't list that color here, as far as I can see. But what I can tell you is it's German grey. There it is there, actually. It is there. It's up here. So it's amongst the base coat, so it's listing it as the German grey. So no problem. So that's okay. We've got that. We can do that. These are going to be weathered a bit too, of course, and probably a bit of rust on them and so forth. There's also a decal to go on them as well. Decal number 11, which let's have a quick look at that too. Okay, so they're the white crosses there, if you can see them through the plastic. Yeah, there they are. So they'll go on, but that's after, that's way after. There seems to be a little, oh, they've even got the nozzle, the little cap for the outlet on there, and it looks like some sort of bracket on the top as well. Yeah, interesting. So we're going to make 4 of them, no problem. Okay, so let's get on with this. And please, if this is your first time viewing, go back to the playlist and you'll see you can watch this build right from the beginning. This is a group build, and it's being done by Hibbo, which is Simon, and Jason, and I'll put their links down in the description. And this was Simon's choice of builds. So yeah, we're enjoying it, and we're getting through it, and I think I'm winning. I do. I'm feeling confident, feeling quite confident. But anyway, so please, comments are welcome down below. Like your comments, I read them, I try and reply to all of them. And give us a thumbs up if you like the video, that helps. And yeah, I'm going to get the sprue like that. I'd had one prepared over there on the left, and there's our jerry cans here. So I need to take all these off. Where are the caps? I wonder where the caps are. F63 is the cap. Oh, look how small they are. Can you see those? Yeah, you can. There they are. Tiny caps there. There's the little caps. All right, and there's those other little brackets that go on the top as well. Sorry, you can see there. All right. So we put them, they've even got writing on them. What does that say? Okay, something in German. I can't help you there. All right. Okay, I'll get on. I'm going to take these off. You don't need to see me do that. And we'll get them glued together and have a look at our paint options and how we want to go about that. Now, there's also, just noticing, a bar that goes around that holds them in. It's like the frame. That needs to be done as well. And I didn't put that on the tank before I painted because I wasn't sure if these would actually fit in there if that was put on first. So we'll attach that with these jerry cans towards the end. But I did put these on here. See, we're in step 37. These little hooks on there, they were already put on. So that was to be done when that was painted. So we're pretty much all good to go. There's a side view there that shows that bar, the way it sits across the front of those jerry cans, which is pretty obvious. I don't know why they would put that as separate picture, but there might be a reason. We'll find out. This is all the B version, which is the Russian version of the tank, which we're not building. So I've crossed that out. All right, enough talking. I'll come back and we'll have a look at these. Okay, so these are going together quite well. I've simply just attached the two halves and put a bit of extra thin to close them up, and they're fine. These little brackets are actually part of the jerry can at the top where you're going to hold it, the handles. I've just glued that one on there. You can see that. It's a nice little detail. There's a little spot there where the cap goes, and then we've got the caps here to go on. So after I put the little brackets on the top of these ones, I'll put the caps on, and they'll be ready to paint. So excellent. All right, I'll finish these off, and it's a little bit fiddly work. One thing I might note is that those the handles, when you take them off the sprue, the little nubs, can make sure that you sand them off nice and flat, because there's quite a visible spot where they attached. Once they're sanded, you can't see anything. It's fine. So they're going to look good. All right, I shall return. Okay, back again. I'll just show you how these little jerry cans are looking. See, I've got them all painted up. And I've done them in a red underneath. Put that back on there. Yeah. So they're sort of a red. The reason they're red is because that's sort of a rusty color I want to come through with the chipping, because these are actually a German grey color. So what you're looking at here is the red, but I've also put on the AK chipping fluid. I've sprayed a layer of that on here, and I'm letting that dry, and then that will be ready for the German grey. So we'll see how that turns out. Now, while that's drying, I also did this little piece here, which is like a sort of a basket on the side of the tank. So it's a flat earth color with a brown strap down the middle, which I've yet to paint. That also sits on the side of the tank, sort of forward of the jerry cans. So that's all painted up as well and drying. Now, I figure, well, while I'm doing all those little bits and pieces, then I might as well do the rest. So here we got a collection of some of the early parts. So those little bits, remember the shovel and the crank and crowbar, I think it is, they're all from there. So I've got them all on here ready to paint. The sandbags are on here. There's a tarp of some sort, which I already painted earlier, and that's done in the khaki, sort of a green colour. That one's pretty much done, ready to go. I'll just let that dry there. I might move that over with the basket. Right, so these I'm just going to undercoat in the grey surface primer, and they'll be ready to paint up, but they're all different colours. These are all like steel shovel, some other iron colours for the crankshaft and other metal parts, and these are yellow. They're a dark yellow. Not sure how I'm going to do that. I don't really have a dark yellow, but I'll figure something out. So I'm going to go and paint all those bits now. All right, and while the dark cover on the tank and up the hull and the turret and everything, that's all dry. I haven't put the chipping fluid on that yet. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow, so I make sure that that coat is completely dry before I put the chipping fluid on. All right, so yeah, I'll give these a paint up, and we'll be back in a sec. Hey, back again. So I just wanted to show you here that little little brown basket thing sitting on the side of the tank. It's in step 38, and that's the piece there. Well, move it up a bit so you can see would help. Is there. So I've painted it up. It's come up really good, eh? Like there it is there. So a red-brown strap on it. So it's looking pretty good. So that one's ready to go on the tank, literally. Come up really nice. I like doing these little bits and pieces. I think I showed you. Yeah, I showed you that tarp. Yeah, I think you saw that. Now, here we go. Here's the jerry cans. See how they're coming on, eh? There we go. Look at them. They're going to focus for me. Okay. Probably if I do this. There you go. Look at them. They come up well. So they've got that red-brown colour underneath. You know, sort of a rust look when the chipping fluid, because I've put the chipping fluid on there as well. And then I've done them in my version of the German grey. So, yeah, they come up really good, eh? Now, they're obviously not dry, but when they do, I'm going to try my hand at chipping, which basically is using a very tiny little brush and some water and just working around the edges of the jerry cans and chipping where I want a little bit of the rust colour to come through. So I'm thinking probably around the bottom corners, maybe a little bit on the side, but very, very slightly. These also have decals to go on as well, I've got here. I'm not too sure about the decals. I mean, look how nice and clean and white they are. You know, I don't want them looking nice and clean and white. I guess I can dirty them up in the process. I've got the Tamiya weathering powders, everything from soot to rust colours to all the rest, so that they'll be able to dirty them up. But the decals, yeah, I'll be putting them on after. But once I check out the chipping, see how well that goes, and then I'll have to clear coat them just to seal it in before I put the decals on. But yeah, they're looking all right, eh? Doesn't like to focus, does it, on these small things? You put your hand under there, see the detail in them. So there they are, the little jerry cans. All right, so I'll leave those and move on to something else, which is not too much really. I'm basically waiting on paint to dry everywhere, undercoat and so forth. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, hello, welcome back. So as you can see, I've done my jerry cans. They're finished. Look at that. Got a little bit of rust marks on them. And they're not completely finished, but they come up okay. Hey, of course, once they go on the tank itself, then the tank's going to get weathered, so there'll be a bit of, North African desert sand on there, and they'll be covered in dust. But yeah, they come up all right, eh? So I'm really happy with those little fellas. And let me just zoom the camera back. I just want to show you what else I've painted up but haven't detailed yet. Be back in a sec. Okay, so I've got all these other bits that go on the outside of the tank, all done in the dark grey. So there's the racks that hold the jerry cans in. I've been through these before. The sandbags. So yeah, they look quite good. I don't think I'll do the chipping fluid on these, although I suppose I should, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'll give them a quick spray of the chipping fluid before we put the tan on. Well, actually, they may be a metal. I'll have to check. That will be the colour of the tank, the brackets holding the jerry cans in, and this is the shovel or spade, whichever you want to call it. So that'll be obviously correct colours. And these are yellow, going by the instructions, but I want them to be a bit darker yellow. That's why I've done the dark grey over the top. So I'll do a light cover of yellow and see how it comes up. I sort of don't want them bright standing out yellow, but so we'll see how it goes anyway. And again, if I've got the chipping fluid under there, then I don't know if that would be much. You're not going to get rust on sandbags, are you? So that's probably not a good idea. Anyway, so, and also today, because I'm home early from work and it's going to be a nice day and the sun's out, I am going to put the chipping fluid over the entire tank hull, upper hull, lower hull, and turret. All that's going to be covered in chipping fluid, ready for the base coat to go on top, which will be tomorrow. Okay, but in your time, it'll probably be on this video. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to go and cover all the chipping fluid on the tank, and we'll come back and have a look. But it should still look the same, but we'll have a look anyway. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Oh, and one more thing before I go is you'll notice nice blue new cutting mat. I just want to thank Icky Sticky for this came in the mail today. Thank you very much for that. And nice collection of paintbrushes too for detailed work, which is going to come in really handy for all these little bits and pieces here. So again, thank you, Monique and Icky Sticky for that. All right, and once again, go to the website, check them out, and have a look at the huge range that's growing weekly of stuff in there. And I can tell you, everything I've used so far is 100%. I'm sticking with it all the way. All right, enough talk. Be back in a sec. Okay, we're back again. I've just gone and painted those parts with the chipping fluid. So all the tanks all coated in that. Gave it 2 quick coats of that. There was actually a spot under the mud guard that I didn't even paint the grey colour. I must have completely missed it. So I've touched that up, and then when that dry, I'll go back and give it a bit more of the chipping fluid over that spot. But otherwise, it's all gone on there nicely. So now I've decided, while that's all drying, come back in here and work on these bits here. And these are all basically, it's like a crowbar there. There's a crank of some sort there. These are all metallic. Grey is the colour for these. There's this piece here, which I'm not too sure what that is. I've made a note of keeping it to put on AAP. I wrote. What was the AAP standing for? Attach after paint. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I left that off because it was difficult to paint because of the... Oh, and it has a decal on it. There we go. It has a decal on it. So, okay, that's fine. The spade here is going to be the metallic grey for the head of the spade. The handle they've actually got there is flat earth, which looks like it'll give it that wooden handle look. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now, is just get my paintbrush out and touch up those with a bit of colour. So I don't know if you want to watch me doing that or not. It's not that interesting. We can do a bit of it. How's that? Let me grab a paintbrush. So I need to say thanks, Sticky, for providing me with some fantastic paintbrushes here. Ones that I've really been needing too. Especially these type with the flat head on them. Very handy for a lot of parts. Particularly what I'm doing now, I think. Or not. Tough decision. Gosh, I think I'll need that one. Yeah, I think I'll use those. All right. And thank her for my lollies as well. They won't last long at all. All right. Okay, so open this up. Pick a brush, any brush. Probably that looks like a good size. Right. Okay, I've got my water, a little bit of water there, and just a bit of a shake up for our metallic grey. And we'll do this crankshaft here first. Should I get close with the camera? Let me just try this. As long as it stays in focus, that's the important thing. Maybe if I take the white away, might help. Take that off. Yeah. Yeah, that looks okay. My hands are filthy. All right. Okay. All right, so get a bit of painting done now. Just touch. And none of this is thinned, I don't think. No, it's not thinned. Doesn't need to be. I'm going to just put my better goggles on, since these are so small. That's much better. Now I'm just going to paint them up like this. Am I doing? Here we go, bumping the thing. I'll try and get on camera. Keep it on camera. It's there. Nice like that. So, really enjoying this tank. I am dreading a little bit the tracks, but I think it'll be okay. And I don't need to do underneath them because we're not going to see underneath. That's pretty much it. Okay. All right, that's the metallic grey. It's good. Now we'll do this other one that looks like a giant crowbar of some sort. So just paint that up. It looks like it's going to go that way. Yeah. Paint that up. So yeah, like I was saying, the tank's really good. I'm already thinking about my next tank. How's that? There's a really nice tank by MiniArt that comes with the crew, as well as yeah, it's done, I think. Yep, as well as all the interior. But Jason on ModKit stuff on his channel did a review of it, and wow, there is so many parts to it. I just think it might be a little bit out of my ability, I think. Just looking at where this comes up to, it looks like it comes up to there. I'll just paint this. Yeah, so there might be a little bit jumping the gun on. It might be a bit hard. We'll see. I've got another MiniArt model in there, a truck that I haven't built yet. I'm really looking forward to doing that. That's been sitting there waiting for me. So that may be the next build I do. So maybe that would be best to just keep that as my practice for my MiniArt. It'll be my first MiniArt model. All right. And to give you an idea too, I built the 1/200 scale Arizona by Trumpeter. I did that early last year, like a year ago. And I just got a notification today that the railings are now available for it, that I had on not on an order, but sort of like I requested it, and they would send you out a thing when they came in, when stock was available. Now, because I built that thing a year ago, obviously I went and got my own railings elsewhere. But how's that? It took 12 months for that stock to become available on a build. Amazing, eh? All right, so that's looking pretty good. I think we need to do the metal that's holding it on the tank. So I'll just do that as well. Just make sure. It looks like it's going to go that way. So we'll put it, just paint that up like that. Keep bumping this because I'm close with these goggles. Just get it like that. To the side. And these paint brushes definitely make it easier. Seriously, I used to, when I started modeling, and we're only going back 2 years ago, I used to get the cheap $8 for 5 or 6 in a packet down at the dollar cheap store. That's what I used for my painting when I had to do brushwork, eh? So it's nice to have some good quality ones. All right, so that's that shovel spade done. That's about it for the metallic parts. Let me just put this stuff away, and we'll go with the sandbags now, eh? We'll give them a go. In fact, I may be best to airbrush those. Yeah, I might airbrush them. Anyway, I'll come back while I think about that one. And I'm back already because I forgot to do the, what was it, flat earth on that shovel. So let's clean this brush up. Okay. Get that cleaned up. All right. Now the flat earth, which is for the handle. I forgot something. Good. All right. That's the way it's going to sit, but I'll do both sides anyway. There. Sorry if I'm trying to keep it on camera. There. That's good. And just in there. I like that. That looks really good. And the end of it here. On there. Done. It's just that end piece of the probably needs to be metal on that tip there. Yeah, I think that should be the metal color. Just, I don't know, you know, I can just imagine, you know, both Simon and Jason, they'll look at my tank and they'll go, Pete, you've done that handle wrong. You forgot to paint the end of it. See? So even the tiniest details, I can't miss them, eh? Because I know somebody's going to pick them, eh? You didn't paint it. So, Jason, Simon, I'm going to paint it, all right? I'll do it properly, all of it. Okay? And you'll see me doing it too, because I'm not outsourcing this stuff. I'm doing it all by myself. All right, here we go. Ready? I'll make sure I do the last bit is done. And done. Don't want to miss it. There it is. And just on the side there. There we go. Shovel, spade, done. Okay. All right. So, what was I going to do? The sandbags. All right. I'll be back in a sec. Okay. Welcome back, guys. So, I just wanted to show you the sandbags painted up. There they are. I put 2 coats on there just to bring out the yellows a little bit more. I did put a little bit of brown in the yellow, so it wasn't quite as bright as the original. Like, that would have been too bright. So, yeah, it's come up all right. And of course, they'll probably get some panel line wash to bring up the details of the bag where it's all scrunched up. So they may end up a little bit darker than that. And of course, everything's going to get covered in our pigments, which are the North African dust. So that's going to change things. But I like the colour. It's come up quite good. Looks quite accurate to the box art anyway. All right. So also what I noticed too was I was just checking back and I noticed that we built this little box here and it came up really nice. And then I went back and looked and I completely forgot on step 24 there's another storage box here, and it's got all 4 pieces and the 2 ends to go together. Goes on the side at the rear of the tank, it looks like. Yeah, just here. Is that the rear? Yes. So it shows where it goes. Sorry, see that better there. So there's quite a bit of detail in the paintwork on this too. It's showing 52. XF52 seems to be, well, let's see what XF52 is. 52 is the flat earth again. So the basic color is 52, and then 56. I'm guessing that's going to be the, oh, it's field grey. Is that? No, 56. Metallic grey, of course. So all the latches and each corner, which must be have metal corners, are all going to be 56. So I better put that together, hey? I just realised, yeah, because this is tank A, But tank B here, I've crossed. These are the parts we don't use. We're only doing North Africa here. And yeah, so I don't know how I completely missed that. Anyway, all good. There's still a few more pieces up here that need to go be taken off the sprue. That looks like some sort of giant wrench for undoing something, and some other S clamps or for towing, I guess. There they are there, sorry camera. There's an axe goes up there. So yeah, I'll do all these little bits here, and I don't think I've missed anything else. I was just going to say there's another one there, but it's ticked, and that's that little box I just showed you. We've done that, so it's all good. It's all good. All right, so I'm going to get these done, but that will be in the next video, because yeah, this one's gone long enough. So I'm going to finish it here with the sandbags. The hull and everything is all covered in the chipping fluid, so that'll be fine. And I'm looking forward to painting that, because that's when we've got to put our base coat on, which is the XF93 light brown, and that we're getting pretty close to having to do that. So yeah, excellent. All right, so when you come back in the next video, which will be number 8, we'll be looking at these pieces. I'll have them, I'll go cut them all off the sprue now, but you'll see me putting them together and painting them up, and we'll add them to our little collection of all the accessories I've got going in here. All right, now we've also got here, and I haven't forgotten, there's that little tarp goes on the side from step 38, and we've got the exhaust pipe still here. I'm still thinking about how to go about that. So I'm thinking, you know, it's not going to be the color of the tank. It's not going to be that desert brown. This is metal. It's going to be metal. It gets hot, so it's going to be metallic. So what I'm thinking of doing is I've got a dark iron color. I might do it the dark iron, and I've also got some rust weathering effect from Tamiya, which you brush on like a powder. That might be the best way to get this looking like it's worn, you know? Yeah, I don't know, I'm thinking about that. All right, anyway, comments, please put your comments down in the chat. Give me some tips. What do you think I should do to that exhaust? Yeah, you got any ideas? I've never rusted something that big. All I've done is like rust coming out of portholes on ships where the water's been. Yeah, I'm a bit not too sure on a piece that size, because whatever I do to that is something similar I'll probably need to do to the tracks that are mounted on the tank as well. So, which will probably be that dark iron color underneath originally, with a bit of metallic over the top, but that's going a bit far. Anyway, comments below, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Go and visit Jason and Hibbo on their sites. Their links are in description down below. And check out their website. Subscribe to their channel. They've got some great content. Have a look at their version of the group build of the tank. We're all at different levels, and you'll see that. And yeah, it's going to be good. So, all right, I'll finish up here, and I'll see you all in part 8. Bye.